Khayber, a place the world once believed could never fall. A land of towering fortresses, iron gates, and warriors who thought their strongholds were unbreakable. But when Allah grants victory, even mountains bow down. Far from the deserts of Medina, nearly 150 kilometers to the north, stood the region of Khyber. It wasn't just a city, it was an entire network of heavily fortified castles. Each fortress had its own defenses, its own weapons, and its own army. For years, Khyber had become the center of conspiracies against the Muslims. Ambushes, raids, and secret alliances were born within its walls. Eventually, a time came when these threats could no longer be ignored. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ announced that the Muslims would march toward Khyber. Their numbers were small, but their faith was immense. And waiting for them was a force that every tribe in Arabia believed to be unbeatable. Khyber held 8 mighty fortresses, each stronger than the last. Massive walls, high towers, and a gate so heavy that even dozens of men together could not push it open. Behind those gates, the leaders of Khyber were confident. The Muslims will never break through. But they did not know what faith looks like when Allah supports His people. The Muslim army began the campaign, taking one fortress after another. Every victory shook the confidence of the enemy. Every defeat pushed them further back. Yet one stronghold still remained, the most feared of them all, the fortress of Qamus. Qamus had the strongest defenses and the heaviest gate, known as the Gate of Khayber. This gate alone was considered impossible to move. The Muslims fought bravely, but the final fortress refused to fall. Then came a moment that changed history. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told his companions, "Tomorrow I will give the banner to a man through whose hands Allah will grant victory." The next morning, he called for Ali ibn Abi Talib radiyallahu anhu. Ali radiyallahu anhu, despite an injury in his eye, stepped forward with courage that shook the battlefield. As he approached Qamus, arrows rained on him, but he continued advancing. The fight intensified. The enemy pushed back with all their strength, but Ali radiyallahu anhu moved with a determination that felt almost beyond human. And then an event took place that historians across cultures, Muslim, Jewish, and Roman, recorded with awe. Ali radiyallahu anhu reached the massive iron gate of Qamus. With the power granted by Allah, he grabbed the gate of Khayber and tore it from its hinges. This wasn't a legend. It was witnessed by soldiers on both sides. The very gate that dozens of men couldn't budge was now in Ali's hands. He held it like a shield as he advanced, clearing the path for the Muslims to enter. Soon, Qamus fell, and with it, every resistance in Khyber collapsed. Fort after fort surrendered. The long-standing threat against the Muslims disappeared, and the world saw a truth it could never forget. When Allah grants strength, even the impossible becomes reality. Today, when people speak of the Gate of Khayber, they don't just remember a battle. They remember the unshakable bravery of Ali radiyallahu anhu, the unity of the Muslims, and the power of faith that turned a seemingly impossible victory into undeniable history. Khayber never rose again, but its lesson lives on. The truth always prevails.